they came out to see us, it was just it was great, and they. This is gonna get my picture taken while I talk. Word.
YouTube is a powerful animal.
I definitely have a face for radio right now. I'll tell you that much. And so it was great when we had the opportunity to remount the show and bring it back. We're very excited. 10 weeks we'll be running it. First show November 25th, and then every Thursday after that at 8 p.m. at the Chicago Center for the Performing Arts through January, pretty much through the end of January. It's gonna be a fun run.
And then off the air, Lucky Luciano high fives you on the fact that you guys are now a part of a major sketch festival that has not been done before here in the city.
It's something we're very excited about. It's the Sketch Fest itself is done every year. It's the biggest Sketch Fest I believe in the world. That is what it is claimed at. It's the annual Chicago Sketch Fest, and we just found out yesterday that we have been accepted into this Sketch Fest, and we will be performing. I believe it's January something or other at 5:30. Wepa, indeed. Harv, you were very cool. You jumped on that. Everything's now as soon as you find information out, Facebook update.
Yeah, basically that's how it goes.
I put it on Facebook. I put go loco, and who's the first one to get on there?
I was quick,
Harv
wasn't I?
Roman. Boom. Nice. Busting out the House of Buggin'.
Who remembers House of Buggin'?
I remember House of Buggin', bro.
I mean,
I think I was one of the 13 people that watched it.
And what stinks is that you're looking at a Latino sketch show which lasted maybe 4 episodes.
Yeah.
If they had known what Leguizamo was about to do, they probably would have held on to that show for a little while longer.
Yeah.
And then coming up at the end of this week, Fajitas and Greens, and it is a fundraiser for the YMCA's, and of course with my Boys and Girls Club's background, I have a thing for things that have to do with kids, which is one of the reasons why I had Robert today on the hotline. But you guys are doing a fundraiser for YMCA, which is pretty cool too.
That's right. Fiestas, Greens, and all in betweens. Mikey O production. We'll have a great cast out there. Joey Villagomez from here in Chicago, Marcy Deloney, Brian Babylon. We'll have a couple of great spoken word artists as well. And it's a pretty artistic show, not just your regular stand-up comedy show. I think it's more theatrical. And Mikey sure puts together a good production.
This benefits the YMCA of Metropolitan Chicago's youth development programs, and you can go to El Teatro, 777 Norte de la Green Street. Go to theaterland.com for tickets to that event. There's a lot of things coming up at the theater, and for those of us who thought that maybe Latin theater in Chicago wasn't going to fly, especially on Chicago Avenue, I think Mikey O's got something to say about that.
Yeah.
If you haven't caught a Mikey O show, you're missing out. I mean, for what it costs, it's a fantastic show. It's the live arts. We have great comedians, great performers. We have people coming in from all over the country to be on one of Mikey's shows, and he really packs the house.
One of the ones that's coming in from around the world, Joe Michelle Milian is back tonight. Now this time it's at Joe's at Wheat Street.
Mm-hmm.
Still a Mikey O event.
Yeah,
and this one is the Ultimate Girls Night Out, Sip and Giggle. So I guess you're about to be empowered, Christina.
I actually called Mikey to see if I could volunteer because he said there was going to be like 700 women there.
If there's anything I like is getting rejected by 700 women.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'm just there for the spectacle.
And I've seen Joe Michelle on stage before, and she does a really good job. You might recognize her from Mad TV, Reno 911, or Showtime, Comedy Central. And you've all done this too. You have a HBO Latino background. I don't have HBO Latino. How come I don't have it on my system? I got like 12 HBOs, and none of them say HBO Latino.
Yeah, I was on HBO Latino. I believe it was 2 years ago. It was a really cool show called Habla Más. It was the Habla series, and what they had done was they went to New York, they went to Miami, and their final stop was here in Chicago, and they were finding Latinos who lived in the United States, and you just told your story. It was done very documentary style. You spoke directly into a camera, and you told a story about being Latino, what it means to you to be Latino in the United States. It could, it could revolve around anything. It didn't have to be funny. It didn't have to be serious. It just had to be honest. And that was a great experience. I mean, there's nothing. I didn't tell my dad what the story was that I told on there, and the story I eventually told that they aired was about my father coming from Cuba to the United States. So I mean, to be sitting in the living room with my
What are
dad.
the odds? He's from Cuba and he's called Ricky.
Qué casualidad. ¿Quién sabía?
Our buddy Eli Castro also comes back to El Teatro with Made in Puerto Rico. Christina, if you haven't seen this, I'm telling you. See, there's stuff to do. See, Christina doesn't know. She's a mom and she's got some jobs and you got 4 kids now, right? You gotta go to see this live theater stuff. It'll make you laugh.
Time to get a sitter.
Yeah.
It's worth the sitter for sure.
We're gonna take a 60-second break for the Boys and Girls Clubs. And when we return, we do want to hear more from the voice that you probably haven't heard before by the name of Lucky Luciano. And we'll talk to him in a smidge.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's fun.
I'm gonna get the third job.